Hello, yogis. It's been a while, huh? Yes. To be honest, I've been in a real slump. COVID jelly. But I'm trying to get back into my practice. And my neighbor Carrie asked me when I'm going to make another yoga video. So I'm animated to do it. It's a little hot in Florida now, so welcome to my dining room. I just moved the table and chairs out, and here we are on 5th Street in Safety Harbor. We're going to just have a gentle practice today, see how it goes. So you'll need a block, and you will need, of course, your mat, and we're going to begin seated on our block. So go ahead and come down on your block. The reason to sit on a block is, of course, to get your hips higher than your knees. And just wiggle around until you find just the right spot where you're comfortable. You can sit for a few minutes while we take our little grounding. Let's have the hands resting on the knees, kind of palms down. That's very grounding. And make sure that you're drawing the crown of the head up and keeping the belly drawn in to support the spine. You want to have a long spine, Tadasana. And then we'll tilt the chin down. Maybe bring the gaze down or close your eyes and take a nice inhale breath. And exhale. Take a few beginning breaths. This is a time to turn inward. This is a time to pay attention to yourself, to the mind, to the body, and to the spirit. Let's bring our hands in front of our hearts and make our commitment to ahimsa. Taking care of ourselves, not to do any harm. Be careful with your movement. If you have injuries, modify. If you're stiff and tight, take it slowly. This is no race, it's not a game. It's what we call a practice. It's your practice, so make it work for you. All right, let's take a little bow to our practice. And then lift up, smile, and let's take our arms out to the side. We'll begin with just a little flow. These are called laterals. So we're going to lift the right arm up, and then we're going to take it over to the side. So we're in the same plane, the lateral plane. Let's kind of opening the side body, keep the chest open, and then come back. And let's do the other side. So inhale the left arm up. I still have shoulder problems, so I'll have to be careful. And then take a beautiful side bend. Come back up. Let's do another set. So right arm up. That's the inhale breath. And then the exhale is into the bend. Inhale up. And let's take the last one, exhaling over, reaching, good. And then come back to center. Nice, all right, let's come off the block. And just set it aside. And then open your legs wide, good. And kind of push yourself forward a little bit. Oh, look who's here for yoga, of course. All right, now we're going to first flex the feet and kind of open the toes and press into the big toe mound. I want you to try to bring some nice contraction to the front of the thigh, the quadricep. When you contract the front, it helps release the behind, the hamstring. And we're going to take a little forward bend which is going to get into the hamstring. So let's release it by keeping those quads nice and engaged. And then walk your hands forward. Go ahead and begin to lower your head. Begin to come into a forward bend. Don't go any further than nice. You can let your head hang. Feel it in the back. Keep the feet flexed. And bow. Breathe. Good. All right, walk your hands back. Keep your belly drawn in as you lift up. And then we're going to tilt over to the right. So turn and then walk your hands down your leg. Bow over that right thigh. Take it slowly. Maybe you can reach the foot with your hand, maybe not, maybe just the ankle. It's okay. Wherever you can go, bow over. Feel the stretch. Breathe. All right. Slowly lift up. Use your belly and then tilt over to the left. Reach and bow over. Inhale up and come back to center. Good. All right. Soles of the feet together. Baddha Konasana. This is butterfly pose. It's big on the lower back, so if you know you have lower back issues, move your heels further away. I kind of have mine in the middle. You can take your hands to the ankles or around your feet. It's a big hip opener as well as a back opener. So take it slowly. Those of you who know this pose, go ahead and just come into it. Those of you who are new to yoga, just bend your elbows, let your head hang, breathe. Without the breath, there really is no yoga. The breath is prana, life force, also known as chi, energy. I want you to move your energy today, move the chi, move the prana. All right, slowly bring yourself out. Good. And let's bring the knees together. I call this stone, where we wrap our arms around and sit up tall like a big boulder. Feels good. And then we cat back by taking the chin to the chest and opening the shoulder blades, spreading them apart. And then inhaling and coming up, lengthening with Tadasana and the spine. And then exhaling to a big cat back. Ooh, let's do one more. Feels so good. Good. And release. All right, from here we're going to lie down. And of course you'll love that. Have your block handy. Go ahead and come onto your back. Let's take a long stretch. So stretch out and reach with pointing of the toes and reaching the fingertips. And you can do one side of the body and then the other, kind of pedaling and just letting everything get long. And then on your next exhale breath, I want you to bring the right knee into the chest. Let's bend the left knee and put the foot on the floor just to stabilize the sacrum. And then squeeze that right knee up toward the right shoulder. Maybe lift your head and then set it down so your neck is nice and long. Good. That should feel good. Squeezing. You're working that ascending colon right now. Massaging.
All right, now we come into half happy baby. So find the sole of the foot with your right hand and give your knee a downward pull. Make it nice. Now here you can just play around a little if you'd like to lengthen the leg and then pull it down or pull it in. This is where it's just so nice to explore your own body, your own tight spots. Just work a little bit with this half happy baby. Later on we'll do a full happy baby, so get ready on this right side. And then let's guide that right ankle onto the left knee. Pick up the left foot so that we get a good pigeon pose. So bring the hands around, grab the back of the left thigh or the front of the left shin, and then begin to rock toward the left so that you can open up that right glute, give a good stretch. Keep pulling the knee in toward the body. And again, just go ahead and explore. Chili's having a vigorous bath. She's a big bather. She just had a little snack. All right, rock a lot around a little bit in your pigeon. Really nice pose. So supported by the floor. Good, all right. From here, we're going to come out, just undo, and we're going to just roll over onto your left side. Get my back side, because I want you to reach for the top of the right foot. Cradle your head, and then reach back and stretch the front of the right thigh, giving a good quadricep stretch. And then maybe you kind of give a little psoas stretch, a little stretch to the hip flexor, maybe even a little bit of a half bow, and release it. Okay, let's roll back onto our backs and send your feet up to the ceiling. And then flex and point your feet. We've already kind of begun to open up the backs of those legs. We did that forward bend. Yeah. Let's open the legs again wide. Have your hands here to support. And point and flex. We'll get to do a standing forward bend. Prasarita, but later on. All right. Close your feet. Use the inner thigh muscles to do it. And then let's take the other side. So left knee up to chest, right foot on the floor. Give that left knee a squeeze up toward the left shoulder. Squeeze your intestines there. That's the descending colon. Good. Half happy baby now. So find the outer edge of the foot or the ankle and give that downward action. Play around with it. Do what feels intuitively right, whatever you need. And then come into pigeon, guiding the ankle onto the knee, lifting the right foot up, threading your hands through to the back of the thigh or the front of the shin, and then rocking to the right. This time we open the left gluteus. You can go kind of hover and work on the tight spots or rock back and forth on your back. So many things you can do in the pose. A lot of it's exploring what your body needs, and your body's never the same twice, so it's never boring. Always something to find out. Okay. Let's come center and then come out. And then you're going to roll onto your right side and cradle your head. Reach back for the left foot. Come into the half bow. First the quadricep. Then the psoas and the hip flexor. And then maybe a little bit with the spine. Get the shoulder. let's release. And now we're ready for a nice bridge because we've opened both hip flexors. So walk your feet up toward your butt. Let's take our arms overhead like that. And then just begin to lift up. You just want to keep your spine or your pelvis neutral here and be sure your neck is okay. Push into your feet and squeeze your buttocks, okay? Squeeze the little sides of your tushies inward toward each other and draw the belly in and feel that beautiful stretch to the whole front body. It's a back bend, Setu Bandha Sarvangasana in Sanskrit, the bridge pose. All right. Slowly come out, just letting everything articulate down. Lower back comes onto the mat, and then the knees come up, and then you just rock a little side to side. Good. All right. Next, we're going to come to standing. Let's rock up to boat. I know boat's not easy, but let's bring it up. Just try to find a balance. Try to get on your sit bones. Try to get your shoulders back. And just try. I mean, if you fall out, no big deal. My boat needs work. I'm always working on everything. All right, let's come with the feet down. We're going to come onto all fours now and set up in table. We're going to just do a couple of cats and dogs. You know your cats and dogs. And I'm going to just sit back on my heels for a second and think about our class. I want to keep it short, but I do want to have a side plank. So, okay, finish up your cats and dogs because we're going to side plank, come to neutral spine, get your nice foundation, wrists under shoulders, knees under hips, and then bring the left knee in just a little. Take your right leg back behind, right hand to the right hip. Now this might be all that you do, but you might want to go further. I'm bearing weight on my left shoulder, so I'm not sure how this is going to go, but let's see. Take the right arm up and maybe lift the right foot. Just keep really open here. Try the balance. This is strength building for that standing arm. Woo, laying down a lot of bone. If you want to try bending that right knee and taking your little half bow, I know a lot of you can do a full side plank, and maybe you've opted to do that. This is a modified side plank. All right, come out the same way you went in, and then take the hand down. Take the knee down. Good. Now, just sway your knees side to side. If you need a child's pose, go ahead and take a child's pose. I'm going to turn around so that we can do the other side. So set up for your foundation. For those of you in child's pose, come back up. Set up your foundation. Now, this time, we're going to move the right knee in. Take the left leg behind, left hand to the left hip. Open the chest, and then take your left arm up. A nice open chest here. Just enjoy that expansion that a side plank gives you. All right, let's lift the leg if you're going there. Keep the foot flexed. And then if you'd like to bend the knee and come into that little half bow. I'm glad I'm inside. The rain is falling. All right, slowly come out just like you went in. And then take the hand down. Take the knee down. And this time, everyone come into child's pose. You can spread your knees, bring the big toes together, and then sink back.
Lift your heads up. Walk your hands back closer to your body. Bring your knees back into center. Tuck your toes. And then walk your hands back toward your knees and push yourself into a little squat. Now, if it's not good for you with your knees like this, of course you're not going to do it. You can also have your block nearby because we're going to come into a little balance and maybe you need a little block. Maybe I do too. In fact, I'll just put my block right there. What I'd like you to do is kind of sit back on your heels so you have a nice long spine and you're balancing. You can take your hands to your heart. We're going to stand up from here. So let's see how it goes. Let's see how strong your legs are. Just begin to take yourself all the way up. Woo! And there we go. Step wide on your mat. Have your block handy. Let's get nice and wide. We're going to do warrior legs. So let's turn the right foot at a 90-degree angle and sit down into your warrior. The left leg is on a tilt and the heel of this foot, the front foot, is in line with the arch of the back foot. So get your alignment. If you're new to yoga, alignment, alignment, alignment. Most of you who practice with me have all the warrior alignment, so you're already sitting down in your warriors. All right, just make sure that you can see your big toe, because we don't want that knee going over the ankle. Okay. All right, and you want to be nice and balanced, so split the mat between your feet. The weight is in both legs equally. Let's bring the arms up. Whew. Get them parallel with the floor, at least what you think. Squeeze your shoulder blades lightly together. Keep the chest nice and open. And engage your tricep, the flabby part under your arm. Set your drishti over the right middle finger. And then feel the power. Let's sit down a little bit into that warrior. There we go. Now I'm feeling my warrior. Everything's working. Whew. I feel the heat. Let's open the warrior now. So flip the right palm up and just take a nice little stretch. We're going to float to side angle now. So as we come back to warrior two, we bend the elbow and sink down, reach up, and then maybe shoot your bicep over toward your ear. Keep the chest open. Good. Breathe. This is yoga. Breathe. Focus. All right, come back all the way to warrior two. The legs don't change. And then lengthen that right leg. Good. Hands on the hips. Tilt the toes forward and a little bit in so that you're pigeon-toed, because we're going to take a prasarita. Soften your knees, draw the belly in, and now come halfway down. Send the booty back, send the backs of the legs back, stretch the backs of those legs, keep the knees soft, and then you can take yourself down all the way. You can use your block here if you'd like, and maybe move around, bending one leg and the other. Just play with it like we've done with some of the other poses. Prasarita Padottanasana in Sanskrit. Wide-legged forward bend. Beautiful for keeping everything stretched out. But you want to always keep those knees soft and always keep the toes tilted in. All right, come out now, hands on the hips, bend the knees, lift the belly, and come up with a long spine. Warrior is to the left. So left toes tilt out. You sit down into your warrior. Get your body's warrior. I'm working on mine. Heel of the front foot in line with the arch of the back foot. Balanced, torso in the middle. Arms up. Hopefully they're parallel with the floor. You've engaged your shoulders, your triceps, your belly. Your drishti is over the middle finger. Oh my God, sit down a little bit. It's so wonderful. Opening those hips, strengthening the legs, just feeling the power of Virabhadrasana 2. All right, let's open the warrior. Flip the left palm up and take your beautiful reverse warrior and then float back to warrior 2. Side angle, bend that elbow, take the right arm up, open the chest, reach up, and then if you'd like, take one line of energy from the right foot all the way to the right fingertips, and then float back to warrior 2. Don't change your legs, just bring it all back, engage again, and then slowly bring your hands to your hips, lengthen the left leg, and tilt the toes in. Take one last prasarita. Good. All right. Take your, come back up, toe heel in, and let's have one little balance pose, and then we'll be finishing our practice. So I'm going to step off my mat. The balance, let's start on the right side. We're going to spread the toes on the right foot and really feel all four corners of that right foot. And then we're going to lift the left knee up like this. Now, I might fall out and you might fall out. That's okay. You just get back in. I've already started to fall out. Okay, so this might be your pose. If you can go further, we're going to open this knee up like that and flex the foot. And then if you can, bring your arms into power arms and flex them. Make a bicep. Yeah. This is Shiva, standing on ignorance, stamping out ignorance in the world. We really need this now, okay? All right, come out of it slowly. Maybe a little too fast for me. All right, left side, my weak side. Let's see what we got. Spread those toes, feel the whole foot. Bring the right leg up, squeeze it up there. Get your Tadasana, draw the belly in, flex the foot, open the hip. Ooh, get your balance. Good. All right, now we want to take Shiva like this, power arms, a drum in one hand, arrows and fire in the other hand, stamping out all the ignorance in the world. Good. Come out slowly, not like I did last time. And set the foot down. Oh, I thought I was going to step on a kitty. All right, so we're coming into our last pose, happy baby. And then from there we'll take Shavasana. So come down on your mats, draw the knees up to the chest, and then find the bottoms of your feet, the edges, the outer edges, and then have the feet parallel with the ceiling. And then just rock a little side to side. Your hips should be pretty open now. You've done, I think, just about every pose that I can think of that moves the spine in all different directions. You've done side bending, back bending, forward bending, and twisting. So that's really great. You've moved some chi, you've moved some lymph, cleaning the blood, boosting the immune system. You've really done it all. So now you get to enjoy the beautiful feeling of doing nothing. So please bring your feet down, stretch your heels to the corners of the mat, and then take your right hand on your heart and your left hand just below your belly button. Close your eyes. Let your body become heavy. Let everything sink into the floor, into Mother Earth. Maybe take a moment to count your blessings, to think about all that you have and all that you don't have. If there's someone out there in your world who needs your thoughts, go ahead and send them your love right now before you completely fall into the biggest pose of all, Shavasana. I'll let you take Shavasana on your own now, so stay on your mats. Stay quiet, breathing, doing nothing. Please don't think, just follow the breath. If a thought comes to you, let it just drift away. Bring yourself back to your practice, to the union that yoga is, yoking the mind with the body and the spirit.